Hello, everybody. My name is DarkPhoenix Gaming, and you are watching Prophecy of Pendor with Aria. Last time around, if you remember, we made the mistake of taking on some heretics. And that resulted in the destruction of the majority of my army. I still have one companion I paid a lot of gold for, who is out on a mission, so we'll be getting back his badass self soon enough. But before I can get going, I have to record the intro for the Yub-Tubs, so let's get to that. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DarkPhoenix Gaming, and I would like to welcome you back to my Let's Play of Prophecy of Pendor, which, if you've somehow managed to forget, or I've just taken forever to upload this episode when compared to the last one, is a total conversion for Mount & Blade Warband set in a custom world, and also happens to be my favorite mod for this game of all time. Unfortunately, we've had quite a bit of a setback in terms of progress, because in the last episode, we got caught by some heretics who managed to defeat us, though I did take out a reasonable number of them, so we did not make it easy on them. But as a result, we have no army. We have one party member who's off doing a mission for a lord, who will rejoin our company after that is taken care of. But in the meantime, we need to get started rebuilding our army. I think 30 people is a good minimum to aim for. However, we do have a decent amount of money because I did some raiding recently, which was for the purpose of getting the cash that I would need to set up some enterprises. Forgot what I was going to say there for a second, so isn't that great. So yeah, we have that one enterprise. Also, I should not forget in my roundup that one enterprise that we set up in Dishar territory. For now, though, we need to get started rebuilding our army. Tragmar here is right next door, but nobody seems willing to join the poor unfortunate Aria, who has just lost everyone under her command to heretics. Can't say I blame them. Maybe word's getting around about the fact that we got a bunch of people killed following us. In any case, we are going to wander around rebuilding our force by gathering recruits. I want a decent number of them before we go off and try anything else. Let's see, 3 Feared Vein recruits again. Okay. Couple. Going to take some time, but I'll get myself off an army back, and then we can just basically sit on our ass and train our large collection of peasants so they're up to snuff again. That's going to be the real problem with this loss, is we have to retrain everyone. Fortunately, it's not much of a loss overall, seeing as we didn't have that many people who were more than like a single rank above basically farmer status. So it's no big deal. Up to 24 strength now. I'm recruiting basically exclusively from Feared Thane territory because we've done all of our sucking up to the nobility, mostly in Feared Thane, so they know us and like us. However, actually no, I'll just stick with Feared Thane for now because they are the ones that we know are going to be willing to give us recruits. The Deshar we barely know. And our tannery is now online, so we're making about 600 dinars every week. So, for the moment at least, until I start churning out massive waves of elite troops, we're actually turning a profit, which is a nice change. Rather than just hemorrhaging money and having to get by on raiding alone, we're turning a profit now. Speaking of raiding, we have some raiders following us because apparently peasants aren't very threatening. Let's get a few more peasants. Okay. Yes, we just have a large number of peasants around at the moment. I think we're going to have to leave a peasant and get the fuck out of here. We still have plenty of peasants. I've also got a decent amount of food. Feared Thane recruits. We can get 4 of them up to militia. And scary raiders. They're running from anyone and everyone. Let's head back to Javik's home. So back there. And visit the tavern again. Townsfolk. I could talk to that merchant. Oh, fuck off. I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut you open for being a prick. And I'm even busting out the shield here. Just because you're a waste. Oh well. That could have gone better. But it was only a drunk, so no great loss. No great loss. However, I did level up. Let's do something about that. One-handed weapons. They reset. One-handed and two-handed. And then I think what work on our ability to train up troops, I think. And to get some more charisma, to have more of them. More soldiers are ready to upgrade. Yeah, let's just sit around upgrading everyone, I think. For the time being. Getting a halfway decent arm is my goal, but keep an eye on food, and fortunately this is not going to. Yeah, your caravan can go by. I don't like caravans, as I mentioned. Trying to fight a caravan never goes well in my experience. Of course, once I get some more cavalry and horsey dudes, that would be different, but for the time being, it's not different. One Fearsvain militia can become trained militia. Yeah, we're just going to keep on doing the upgrading for a while. And I don't really need... that doesn't matter. As I was saying, I don't really need to worry about little things like having insufficient money to be able to pay for my troops, because we're making 600 a week, and even if I upgrade everyone I've got to the next level through training, we're never going to get to the point where I need more than 600 a week, I don't think. Get some more trained militia. Basically, I just want to get everyone to the point where they are no longer recruits. That's my objective right now. And make sure I keep enough food. Some more training is done. We have the second of our 3 Ravenstern people who've been upgraded. We didn't manage to get many of them because Ravenstern is hostile to us, so I have to sneak into their turf if I want to get Ravenstern units. 3 more Fearsvain militia and 2 more trained militia, though. Still got about 9 to go. More training done. 2 of them. 2 of them. Yeah, just get everyone off the basic level, and this should give us what we need to, at the very least, stand a chance of punching above our weight enough to take on Venskeri raiders with some regularity, without problems. Of course, that'll be easier once What's-His-Face returns from his mission. You know, beggars can't be choosers. Just have a few more recruits that need to level up. Man, oh man, there's a lot of military action around here. Hey, like I said, we're making a little bit less as a result of having to pay for some more high-end troops, but it's still near 600 and over 500, so I'm good with that. Our last Ravenstern recruit has become a militia. Only 4 more Fearsvains need to level up, and Ravenstern militias can now level. I'm going to make this one a skirmisher, just so we have some. They're the only people I'm going to put lower on my line than the recruits. I am gonna try to use some tactics somewhat, but I'm not very good at the tactics thing. I tend to just set and forget and tell everyone to attack and hope it goes okay. I should really get better at using strategy in my battles, though. But really, when I look at having to micro all the battle lines and everything in this game, I just end up missing the ability to straight up set the lines myself and decide I want you to go from here to here and everything, and just set up how they're going to stand and everything like I can in Bannerlord. I just end up missing that when I play with the battlefield formations too much. Because, and I know some people get pissy when you say anything positive about Bannerlord, in my honest opinion, the combat, the ability to command your troops is vastly superior in Bannerlord compared to Warband. There, I said it. Disagree if you want, but you're not going to change my mind. Okay. And it looks like the Venskari have decided to give a shit, so I suppose we should meet up and say hi. Give me and test my forces in battle, after all. I've got a number of militia, farmers with slightly sharper sticks, so I should at least give them a test run. We're going to take some losses, but I think it's worth testing out our peasant sticks. Even if we end up losing a few people, we'll just get new ones. I'll worry about this and be bothered to be upset about the whole thing once I have units that are more advanced than peasants with sticks. Which is what we have right now. The most complimentary thing I can say about my peasants is that they are very good at poking the right things with their sticks. That's really the best you're gonna get when it comes to me complimenting the peasants. The peasantry are very good at utilizing their sticks correctly. No more horse people. Fuck you. And no, they did not take me prisoner. I am reloading the game. Which means we have to redo all of this. Oh, whatever. I'll redo it. I'm not going through that crap again. probably have just run away and sacrificed a peasant, but oh well. Oh well. Keep on recruiting peasants, and eventually we will have enough peasants. And yes, our tannery is online again. Lovely. We also have a coven of heretics. Let's not go near the coven of heretics, if we can avoid it. I don't like covens of heretics. They have a tendency to slaughter you. And no, we are not fighting Vanskiri raiders. We're really tanking our party's morale by doing this, but I'm sorry, there is no way that we can successfully take on those damn raiders. And we're managing to stay ahead of them. Not by much, but we are managing. Now, let's hide until they go away. Start back towards Yafek's home. Fuck. Run away. To Anson Lodge now. Let me in. Thank you, my lords. I appreciate you chasing away the filthy bandits. My army is a little bit too raw to do that myself, I'm afraid. So now... Great, and then I'm going to drop a save a little bit early, just in case I need to save scum or something, which I do on occasion. But now... we're going to head to the training field, actually. I'm going to spar with my recruits bunch until there are no more recruits. I'm basically going to use the training ground here as a way to buff up my recruits. Just point, and they are no longer recruiting, and actually in a position where I would call them challenging to face in battle. And I'll also use it to buff my own skills, but mainly just to train up everyone. I'm just basically going to... No, that was a mistake. going to keep on doing this until we've trained up all of the recruits into being militia. Okay. Yeah, that was a little close in some regards. Oh, baby elephant. Hello. I'm doing a kind of Let's Play stream hybrid for this right now. I am playing Prophecy of Pendor, if you didn't get the title, and at the moment I'm just kind of stuck at a training field. Well, I say stuck, I'm deliberately here. I'm training up all of my recruits into being militia, which basically the reason I want to do this is, well, let me put it this way. Recruits are basically peasants. They run into battle with glorified pitchforks. So they are good for nothing except having a lot of numbers and soaking up damage. Militia are, well, they're basically peasants with a slightly pointier stick. Trained militia have better armor, I guess. And it's after trained militia you start getting into the actual types of units. As the skirmishers are basically archers. And the reason why I have to bother training up all of my guys is that in my last stream, I lost my entire army to heretics. I had about 33 guys and I took on 28 heretics, and if you've got any sort of experience with Prophecy of Pendor unit types and Mountain Blade Warband in general, I'll just say that heretics are basically deserters on crack. Which is a phrase I never thought I'd be using, but it's quite the apt description of heretics in this game. Because the vanilla deserters are quite a challenge to beat when you have an early game army, because deserters have essentially, you got the same unit types that are fielded by the armies of the actual kingdoms. The really high level stuff that they can throw at you in stupid numbers. But deserters just wander around the map and try to shake you down, essentially, while having all those high level units. I don't think I need to explain why this is a problem. Because it should be fairly obvious. Okay. You can go down already? Stop freaking dodging me. You have 2 recruits I can upgrade now. I still have 17 more I need to get up because I got an army of like 30 dudes. So we need to work on their peasantiness a little bit. Because I know this will shock you, but having an army of peasants is not very conducive to being able to defeat my enemies, especially not when I'm facing what's essentially the Prophecy of Pendor version of Sea Raiders. Stunning though this will be for you to discover, when going up against that sort of opposition, peasants don't make for the best military units. Let me see. If I can perhaps think of a better way to describe this. Like, if you've ever played Age of Empires or Age of Mythology, then fighting with an army made up entirely of recruits is basically the equivalent of sending your villagers into battle. Is how you could think of it. Okay. There go those idiots. Fight some more peasants now. Now, good night, peasants. And I know they're actually recruits, and I'm just calling them peasants. They are basically peasants. Like I said, they are slightly more competent than the village farmers, because we give them half-decent sticks rather than just having them actually going into battle with pitchforks. We're not actually sending them against the enemy using pitchforks. As amusing as that would be, no. We have slightly higher standards than that. Only slightly, mind you. These are basically the lowest of the low, after all, and while we might not be sending them into battle with pitchforks, we're not exactly giving them plate armor and the most elite quality weaponry to fight with either. Somewhere in between, essentially. Well, there you go. How much now? I can upgrade 4 of you and then 3 of you. We're making progress. Come on, come on. Oh yeah. And they're all charging at me with sticks. down. Why am I fighting the trained militia? Oh no, those are the guys who are watching. My bad. Once again, we have equipped them with wooden sticks. Rather than anything more impressive. No, wait, at least one of them had a wooden sword. My bad. My bad. Come on then, let's beat up a few more recruits. It'll be good for them. I hear getting knocked out by your boss wielding wooden weapons is good for the soul. Or something like that. I don't know. Maybe we're just really into abusing peasants and they were the only ones available. Who can really say? Who can say? Let's hit some more peasants. That's all we're doing this episode, just hitting peasants with a stick. Basically. Also safe scumming and running away. From some Nazi raiders, but, you know, that's par for the course with us. Those are the kind of enemies you have to run away from in early games, so whatever. I can upgrade 3 of them now. 4 more trained militia, and I can finally get a light infantry. Which the Feared's very unique variety of light infantry is that he has an axe. Although, for some reason, if we upgrade them to a spear maiden, they magically, if we give them a spear, they magically become a woman. Don't ask me how that works, I have no idea either. I really don't have a fucking clue. But let's continue hitting peasants with a stick. There you go. Successfully hit more peasants with a stick. But oh no, we're not done yet. And we're going after them with a literal stick this time. This could be bad. For us, I mean. Fortunately, it wasn't. Our record of successfully hitting peasants with a stick has remained intact. So we can continue to hit them with sticks. And now we successfully utilized the stick correctly to hit our minions. I'm sure these farmers are so grateful that they signed up for Arya's forces, given how much time they spend being hit with a stick by Arya herself, rather than charging the enemy lines There's no way they're regretting signing up after the session of having their heads bashed in with sticks. At least they're being bashed in by wooden sticks, though, and not metal ones. We aren't actually taking a club to them. Even if they might actually prefer that. You have a wood sword this time. Finally, I guess Arya decided she'd humiliated her peasants enough by beating them with sticks. Well, they got actual weapons that we can go back to using an actual weapon ourselves. Wait, no, I take that back. Arya's insisting on the stick. Maybe she was just taking pity on them and didn't want to bruise their egos too badly. Well, if that was the attempt, it's not going too well. They're going to have thoroughly bruised egos by the end of this. And we only have 4 actual peasants left in the army. Let's train against them all at once. Stay calm, peasant dearies. I'm doing this because I love you. I'm doing this because I love you. It's not because I get some sick, twisted pleasure out of hitting peasants with sticks. Because I love you and I want you to be the best you can. Actually, that's a blatant lie. It is because I enjoy hitting peasants with sticks. I'm just not going to tell you that because it sounds like I'm more benevolent than I am if we phrase it this way. We'll just continue training on the peasants. I mean, once these guys are, or girls in this case, once you folks are above peasant, and we've actually determined you are worthy to carry the more advanced stick, then you can get your experience beyond that point through trial by fire. From that point on, you just get experience on the battlefield. It's only the peasants that are truly incompetent enough to need to be trained by Arya hitting them with a stick. After all, only 2 peasants left. They can be trained up via the stick method. Everyone else, alternatives will be found. The alternatives being we tell them to charge at some opponent. Some of them die, but the ones who live have more combat experience. And are therefore more competent. You get training in Arya's army by living, essentially. Hey, I never said she was nice. Arya's never been that nice of an individual from a personality perspective. Well, to be honest, she's always kind of been a bit of a bitch. And that's just how it's gonna be. Those peasants haven't been hit by a stick enough, apparently, because they are still peasants. You are still not worthy of the title of militia, I'm afraid. Although one of you is now. The other still needs to be hit by a stick a little bit. So come on, my friend. I've got a stick with your name on it. Good night. You need to be knocked unconscious a few more times. I mean, he is the last one on the list, so we could just let it be and train him in battle, but no. Nope. Stick it is. Get to be trained up through continued application of the stick. And I have leveled up by hitting our peasant with a stick a certain number of times. We'll increase our strength, get some iron flesh, and get some weapon skills. But Peasant Face is not done being hit with a stick yet, so back into it. You, my friend, are still considered a peasant. You have not earned the title of militia yet, so I will continue to hit you until you earn it. What is this abuse? Do you just enjoy hitting peasants? Why did I ever join? Yes, I do enjoy hitting peasants, and as for why you joined, I believe you said something about it being good pay. Well, I'm still paying you, and if I hit you enough that I think you're worthy of being called militia, I'll pay you more. So, shut up and get hit with a stick. Oh, you are such a bitch. And so on and so on. What can I say? When it comes to training those people under her command, Arya is a believer in tough love, making for the best military training regimen. That's just kind of how it is. Seriously, this recruit is just not learning how to wield the proper type of stick. Come on. I have a better stick here for you, but you need to learn to be worthy of it. Your worthiness is in question currently. Your worthiness is in question. You're unconscious again. Come on. I keep trying to teach you how to wield the superior stick. Why do you never learn? There you go. Finally. Finally you have earned your stripes as a militiaman, and I present you with your superior stick. And that's it. Everyone has now been trained up enough that they may wield the proper stick. Oh, I'm so proud of them. From useless farmers to slightly less useless farmers, and some even to actual infantry soldiers that you might see in a legit army. This is such a proud, proud day. And they don't even cost me more than my enterprise does yet. Not only an army, but an economical one. I'm doing so well. But I think this is going to be where we end this episode. So, when we come back, I think I'm going to head off and find something to go off and kill. Slightly less of a challenge than the band Scary Raiders. We want to find some low-hanging fruit, essentially. There's that Deshar Raiders lair, but I didn't do especially well against it last time. We attempted that, so we'll see. We are a little on the low side when it comes to food. We only have 6. And most of it's grain, so... I might also head over and do some food shopping and see if Yavik's Holmes Guildmaster has any work for me. Something to consider. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. So long for now, everybody.